YouTube and welcome to the Blue Corner. In today's video I'll be doing a follow-up to my Dragon Ruler deck profile where I answer some questions that you guys had in regarding my card choices and why I'm doing this over that. And well, this is actually attempt number 2 at this, as the first one turned out to be 18 minutes long and I kinda can't have 15-minute plus videos. Boo. Anyway, so I'm gonna answer some stuff, and if time permits I'll also show some combos, and let's just dive right into this. So the first question that I noticed was, where's the lack of Stardust Spark Dragon? And the simple answer is, I just haven't gotten mine yet. I haven't been to locals in a week and a half now, and I have a copy of the manga waiting for me. I'm going to get it on Sunday. So until then, I'm just making do with Red Dragon Archfiend. But yeah, I will be running Spark Dragon at some point, and that's largely because he kind of is really good with a play that comes up when you happen to have Debris Dragon, Dragon Ravine, and a Dragon Ruler in your hand. The play allows you to end with an Ancient Fairy Dragon and a level 8 Synchro Dragon of your choice. Stardust Dragon, Spark Dragon, Scrap Dragon, those guys. And as far as why I'm running Armory Arm, this guy, he doesn't come up that often, but when you make him, and you're going to be making him through a token from Dragosack plus a level 1 tuner, so Corseska, you can either equip him to one of your guys to get over a bigger monster, or you can equip it to one of your opponent's monsters, summon your guys, ram them into their monster, and then they take the burn damage and lose, if you manage to set them up proper. It doesn't happen that often, but it happens enough to warrant this guy over things like Orient Dragon or Mistworm, because I'm running Battle Fader, because Battle Fader cannot be stopped by Star Eater and Felgrand Divine Knight, whereas Swift Scarecrow can be stopped by this guy. And there are those times where you will set up a game shot where this guy will be the last attack and they'll lose if they take this guy, or they'll get you low enough so that you can lose to a Star Eater. And as far as why I'm running 2 Ancient Fairy Dragons, that ties into a combo that I will be explaining in a bit. But as far as why I am running Kid Moto Dragon, it's because I just honestly feel that his effect is actually worth using at this time, as opposed to Trigon, who has an almost unusable effect. It comes up once in a blue moon, but this guy at least allows you to summon things from your hand when you pitch it for Wing Blast, Ravine. It gets run over, you tribute it, you synchro with it. And there'll be those odd times where your opponent goes for turn, they make a push at you, you use Wing Blast, you pitch this guy, and spin their guy off to the top of the deck, and because you pitch this to the graveyard, you special summon a Redox from your hand, and now they can't get over it. That's situational, but it sometimes happens. In addition, you can use him with a 3-card combo, and he's an Earth, so he'll get his effect off of Redox. Admittedly, Trigon is a fire, and that's kind of really important. And if I go back to Trigon, it will be because I need him as a blaster target. But in regards to what Komodo Dragon does, I feel he just offers a little bit more flexibility to the deck and a little bit of unpredictability. Because in addition to having the 2 Dragosack plus 3 tokens opening, now you have an Ancient Fairy Dragon plus level 8 Synchro opening, which is also kind of really good. And I'll explain those combos again if I have time. Now, why am I running Trap Stun and Trap Stun, Book of Moon, and Enemy Controller? Those are things we're talking about. And the reason why I'm running Enemy Controller, Book of Moon, and I guess Trap Stun, because they all are related to each other. Trap Stun is seeing a lot of play right now. It shuts off Emptiness, shuts off trap cards like Compulse, Bottomless Torrential, Mirror Force, Wing Blast. It shuts down Sixth Sense, and it shuts down Return. Trap Stun is an amazing card, and it's kind of like how during the start of the September 2010 format, where people would flip up Trap Stun, go off, try and neutralize your back row. X-Saber's case, they would flip up Trap Stun, make you only blow up your back row. You needed something to use in response to the Trap Stun because you couldn't use your trap cards. Well, back then we ran multiple copies of Book of Moon to break up the plays. Unfortunately, we can't do that now. We can, however, use Enemy Controller alongside Book to kind of do the same thing. You can use it to switch guys into defense, like Crimson Blader, Colossal Fighter, Blaster. You could also use it to put Redox into attack and run it over with your Blader if they open with it. That sometimes happens. And you can also use it to tribute your own dragon to take theirs and then overlay or synchro with it in the event that they, I don't know, try and Bottomless or Compulse the dragon that you just summoned during your turn, and you therefore don't get any additional effects off. It happens every now and then, especially when they try and Wing Blast the Dragon Ruler you tried to summon. Like, suppose I summon up Redox, and I banish 2 colors for him. And when I search for those 2 colors, my opponent chains Wind Blast, puts this back into my deck, it gets shuffled away because I'm searching, and now I'm left without a field and no colors. Well, instead of losing this guy, I could econ my guy, take theirs, and then use it alongside the tuner monster I just searched out and synchro into a Colossal Fighter or a Stardust or what have you. So, Enemy Controller I think has some really good applications, and I won't be surprised if I see it at ARG Boston. It's just how many copies of it we'll see play. I expect at least one of in a few builds, maybe even 2. I think Trap Stun's going to replace MST in the main for a lot of builds. At least, yeah, 2 Trap Stuns and then 3 Wing Blasts, return 6 cents, and then any number of traps afterwards. Another trend I've noticed is that emptiness is kind of going away. People are opting to not run emptiness in favor of quote-unquote real traps, like Wing Blast, which is amazing, by the way. Wing Blast gets around Stardust, Spark Dragon, and Vanity's Emptiness. Kind of really good. And just, it's like emptiness, I think, is going to see less and less play to the point where it's going to become obsolete in this format. It's a very bold prediction, but I could see come the end of this list that nobody will be playing Vanity's Emptiness, and instead opt to just run more disruptive things. Kind of like how I've opted to build my deck. I've gone more control-oriented with Dragon Rulers, and I really like that style. And that's why I am running Gizmodo Dragon, Trap Stun, Book of Moon, Enemy Controller, Battle Fader, Armory Arm. I think that actually covers a lot of things in this deck that I wanted to explain. I've already talked about my lack of 6 cents, I just don't have it. And I guess the only thing that's really left to explain is why I'm running Ancient Fairy Dragons, or rather multiples of them, aside from the fact that I think it's, bar none, the best synchro in the format. Ancient Fairy Dragon is just extremely versatile. A 3000 defender that blows up field spells, gives you life, and summons monsters from your hand. Like, that's a lot of value out of one card, and it's kind of really good if you can open with it, as your opponent will be really hesitant to play their own field spell. Otherwise, I'm just going to blow it up and search a Dragon Ravine, which is kind of really good. And then there's the whole play that involves multiples of them. So I'm going to show you guys these if the time permits it. Let's just quickly take a look at my clock. Yep, okay, I can do this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 hypothetical openings. And it's dependent on if my opponent has Max C or Veilers, whatnot. So we're going to need, for this one, a Dragon Ruler, we're going to need a Debris Dragon, and we're going to need a Dragon Ravine. And then any number of cards in the hand. So we're going to play Ravine, and we're going to pitch a card in order to put our level 3 Debris Dragon target into the grave, so this guy. Don't activate his effect yet, because you don't want to get Max C without actually doing anything. Then you're going to summon Debris Dragon, activate his effect. If they Max C here, then I hope you've got defensive cards, otherwise you're probably just going to have to go into the Ancient Fairy anyway. So special summon this, synchro into Ancient Fairy Dragon, activate the effect of Gizmodo Dragon, and special summon your ruler from your hand. Fairy's effect will blow up Ravine, and you will search out another Ravine. Then you're going to play Ravine, use this effect, pitch a card, and add a copy of Dragunity Korseska from your deck to your hand. Then you're going to activate Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect, special summon this guy, synchro into a level 8 synchro monster. So let's pretend that I have a Spark Dragon, because I think this would actually be the better play. Or if you happen to have back row in your hand that you can set, then you can make a Stardust Dragon. But there's your opening play. You've got an Ancient Fairy Dragon, something that will protect it, and your opponent will be, again, hesitant to get rid of, play a field spell, because you'll just blow theirs up, and you can, I don't know, play your own afterwards. Admittedly, I could have popped the Ravine here, gained some more life, and searched another Ravine from my deck to my hand. Again, making it so that if they play a field spell, I'll just play my own. So that's one play that comes up. And then there's an even better play. Oh, you thought this opening was kind of good? Let me show you the stone cold nuts, at least in regards to this build. I'm going to need a similar hand, Ravine, a Dragon Ruler, Debris, but I'm going to need one more ruler. And this is how this hand's going to play out. We're going to play Ravine. We're going to pitch a ruler from our hand in order to put our Debris Dragon target into the grave. Again, don't use this effect. Then we're going to summon Debris Dragon, summon our target, synchro into Ancient Fairy Dragon, activate its effect, blow up Ravine, get another copy, and then we're going to activate the effect of the other Ravine, pitch another card in order to put a ruler into the graveyard. If you do not have a Tempest in your grave at this point, then Tempest needs to hit the grave, because you need to banish it for this next part. Then you're going to summon your ruler by banishing Tempest and your Debris Dragon. You're going to summon your ruler. The Debris Dragon's going to special summon, or rather, no. Wow, I cannot talk. You're going to search out a Debris Dragon off of the Tempest. And then you're going to activate Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect to special summon the Debris. You're going to overlay these two into a Draco Sack. You're going to detach Ancient Fairy Dragon to special summon 2 tokens. Then you're going to tune the Debris Dragon with the token in order to special summon another Ancient Fairy Dragon. This one is going to blow up Ravine, and then you're going to get your last copy of Ravine. Then you're going to special summon your other ruler from your graveyard, banishing Ancient Fairy and Debris, and then you're going to overlay these two into another Draco Sack, special summon 2 more tokens, and say go. So you're ending with 2 Draco Sacks, 3 tokens, a Ravine in your hand, and your opponent's going to have to go a bit out of their way in order to answer this field. If you happen to have return, then look what you're going to be getting back with it. So, there you have it. Reason why I'm running some stuff in addition to explaining a couple tricks that you can do, or rather some really powerful combos. How far you go with the combos is dependent on whether or not your opponent has the max C. If they have the max C for your Debris Dragon, honestly, I would just go into the Ancient Fairy Dragon and let them get the +1 off of the max C, because at least this way you've got a 3000 defender, which isn't exactly the easiest thing to clear. You'll blow up your Ravine to get out another copy, putting you up by 1000 life, which is always good. Life is very important in the Dragon Ruler Mirror. Just a quick FYI. And you have a field spell making it so that if they play their own, you'll pop it by playing theirs. Or rather, you'll pop theirs by playing yours. And it just kind of goes from there. There's other things about the Dragon Ruler deck that I can talk about that I might do at some point. Just explaining things that you should be on the note of, like monsters that you ideally want to summon first that you don't want to summon, and just trying to get like maximum value out of the deck. I'm by no means an expert on Dragon Rulers, I'll tell you that right now, but I know enough to at least make it so that I can try and explain some of the more finer points of the deck, and just basically show in more videos that this is not the autopilot deck that people make it out to be. There's quite a bit of thought that has to go into your plays, especially when, again, you're playing against the Ruler Mirror. I'll tell you guys right now, in a Dragon Ruler Mirror matchup, the better player will 90% of the time win. The other 2 times will be because the opponent drew 6th Sense and resolved it, or resolved Return from a different dimension. That 10%, it can't be helped. But again, 90% of the time, though, the good player will beat the bad player, guaranteed. It's just how it is with this deck. You can't afford to make a misplay once with rulers, and if you do, you're going to lose. So, that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And tell me, how did you think of this approach to a deck profile? Do you want me to do more stuff with the list first, then explanations later? Or would you like it all in one video? I would just have to keep it under 15 minutes because I'm kind of forced to keep my videos under 15 minutes until April. So until the next time, people, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, this is Bluestar E99, jacking out.